Yeah.
What's up, party animals? Let's forget about all the bad decisions you made this past weekend and join the gang as we go beyond the party. You're now listening to the Beyond the Party podcast.
What's up, guys? Grace is out today. She had a thing come up at work, but me and KP are going to hold the fort down.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're having Nine and Ray Love on in a little bit, but we're going to talk about our weekends. This past weekend, I was at... I forgot already. I have to check my phone. Hold on. I'm checking my phone. This past weekend, I was at Cuddy's on Friday. I'm sorry. I was supposed to be at Fado, but then Tom switched me last second to Cuddy's and Manioc, whatever. So I was at Cuddy's on Friday. That was fun. It was packed. And then Saturday, I did a private gig during the day, and then I filled in at Plowing the Stars for Meat Mill. Thanks again, Meat Mill. Appreciate the gig. That was fun too. Got pretty packed. The city's popping, but that was fun. And then this upcoming weekend, I'm making my Boston debut. So I'm excited. We're gonna talk about that a little more later because Nine is actually gonna be there the day before. Nice. So I'm gonna come hang out with him and Paulie, which is gonna be fun.
Yeah, that will be exciting.
But how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. It was busy. I worked every single day, even Sunday for football. But Friday night was definitely when we were like, oh shit, like the summer is definitely over in the city. So right. Friday night we had Angela the Kid, and then Saturday daytime we had Crush, which was a little different, but it was fun. It definitely did start to pick up.
Nice.
And then Saturday night we had Shift, and it was a good Saturday, actually. And then Sunday it was slow again for football.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be like that. I mean, you know.
But this weekend we have our first PDC, which I'm really excited about.
Dom Dollar. Yeah, he's coming to the pool.
Yep. And then, so that'll be fun. I'm excited to see like how it all goes.
Is there still tickets available for Dom?
Yeah, there's still tickets available. Okay. We still have some tables left.
Awesome.
But it'll be fun. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be mobbed. Dom Dollar's so good.
I know. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, if I didn't have the Boston thing planned already, I would have been there.
Yeah,
100%.
I know.
But yeah, it seems like it's gonna be a great weekend. I'm so happy. Like when I actually can come to the PDC, I'm so happy to like experience it.
Yeah,
it's probably
during
be
the
awesome.
day.
Yeah, 100%.
In the winter.
Yeah, and
when it's freezing.
The pool's like never really done something like this before, right?
We had like a few, like every now and then we will have like a Saturday daytime party.
You guys had John Summit, right? Like a few months ago, right?
And back in January, which was like it was like one of the first. It wasn't PDC yet, but that was like I guess how the whole idea came because of how like successful the day was.
Yeah.
And the vibes were just high, and everybody was just having a good time. So I'm excited to see it like every weekend like that.
Awesome, cool, yeah.
So we'll see.
All right, guys. Well, it's a quick intro today because we're saving our top 5 for when Nine and Ray Love come on. It's gonna be top 5 pet peeves, and you're gonna hear me go on a rant. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be right back with our guest. All right, guys, we're back. We have our guest now. We did a little intro beforehand. So,
for real? Oh, okay.
I got you guys on.
All right. Worked ahead.
But yeah, how you guys doing?
Good.
I'm happy to have you guys on.
There's been multiple podcasts where they're like, you got to bring Ray. You guys are the first ones to do it.
Oh, so, really?
Yeah.
Good. Mm-hmm. That's good. We were able to hop on it first.
Yeah, first ones.
I know. So, what's up?
Yeah, nothing much. I mean, we just talked about our weekends. How was your weekend?
Oh, okay.
Recap?
Where was I? We did this last time.
I did the same thing. I had to check my phone.
Well, let's start with Ray.
What'd you do this weekend?
Ray, what'd you do this weekend?
I don't even remember.
Did you go out at all?
Thank you.
That's how it be.
What is today?
I literally have to go back.
Today's Wednesday.
Okay, so at the Phillies on Monday. That was fun. And then Wednesday, that was the Brave series. So that didn't turn out too well for us. They clinched when I was there. Then had Paulie shows. We went to Rutgers. We went to Penn State on Thursday. That was fun. We're there like once a year.
Oh, dope.
Did 2 shows in Chicago. He threw out the first pitch at the White Sox game.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we did a tailgate, and then we did Tao that night. So that was fun. Chicago's always fun.
Yeah.
And then we were in Madison, Wisconsin on Saturday, and then I came home Sunday.
Yeah. Long weekend.
All Paulie
long
shows.
week.
Yeah. It was nice though. It was mapped out nice. I remember I was telling you how we go all over the place.
Yeah.
That was actually done pretty well, so it was nice and easy.
What'd you think about the Phillies showcasing the Braves? Giving congrats.
They had to.
Yeah.
Sportsmanship, but yeah, that's hit or miss. Like
Yeah, I've seen a lot of mixed opinions.
They could do that. I mean, yes, us Phillies fans, we don't want to see that up on the screen.
Right.
You know, we want to see our logo, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll see him in the postseason.
How about you, Ray? What you do?
I was at the beach.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's right.
Where was I?
What beach you go to?
I go to LBI.
Oh, okay, dope.
It's my favorite.
I've never been there. I heard it's like really nice.
Yeah,
It's really nice. The houses are super nice, and
Mm-hmm.
we always go like after Labor Day, so there's no like children.
Yeah, that's smart.
Most
Yeah.
people leave for the season, so
Local
it's like
summer.
you can walk right into a restaurant.
Yeah,
or, like,
yeah.
The beach is completely empty, so it's like
Yeah, it's more
It
empty.
feels more like
Yeah, right.
private.
KP's
Yeah.
like from the beach,
Yeah,
so she
yeah.
I
likes
said
the
the
off
same
season.
thing
Yeah.
last
season,
week,
like
yeah.
the blinking yellow lights. I'm like,
Yes.
Oh,
And there's like
yeah.
parking right there.
oh,
You can just
everything,
walk
yeah,
right onto the
it's
beach.
Perfect.
That is the best. Wait, so what's there to do in Wisconsin?
There's a nightclub out there.
Cheese curds.
Yeah. Oh my god, I was telling Ray, we had just landed. I got into my hotel room, and like obviously most hotel rooms don't have like probably the door with like a little deck outside, but like this room, our room in this hotel had it. So I opened up the door, nice fresh air because it's like not so much summer anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and it just smelled like straight cow shit.
Oh my
I was
god.
like, oh my god, I want to leave the door open with the window open so bad, but I can't. Dude. It was awful, but I mean, Wisconsin shit, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, literally, yeah. Wisconsin shit.
But the nightclub out there is dope. They
Yeah.
party. It's right on the campus of University of Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
That's that's a huge school.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
Yeah, she's been out there.
Got you. Okay.
You know.
Are they the Badgers?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Badgers.
And they just
I hear nothing about anything that goes on out there.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's
I mean, why would
flat.
we?
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
it's
Going
like-
a whole
yeah.
lot there. Like they
Yeah.
have like, you know how like Billy Penn wasn't ever supposed to be like built above in Philadelphia. Like they said,
Mhm.
like, nope. They actually like continued that in Wisconsin. So it's like
Oh.
everything is so low.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Oh,
their
wow.
building is like not very tall.
Huh.
Everything there is like completely level to that.
That's so
So
weird.
it's like you just feel like it's like a small city, but you're like in the middle of a farm.
Uh-huh.
And everything's so flat. So
Uh-huh.
it's just like
Yeah.
blah.
Weird.
Yeah, just a little.
Weird and
just there.
boring.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite place to travel to? You ever been to?
Oh, I'm a big Mexico person.
Oh, really?
I
Okay,
love
cool. You guys were in
Mexico.
Mexico like kind of recent, right?
Yeah, I was telling her I found 4 days in my schedule where I had nothing to do all summer. And
Vacay.
I looked at her 2 days before my first day off. I was like, "You want to go to Mexico?" And I booked it. We left 2 days later.
Really?
Yeah,
That's great.
I've
Yeah.
never been to Mexico.
I love it.
Yeah, we go to Cancun a lot. She works out there. I go out there often for shows and stuff with Paulie and stuff. And then it's nice to go. We like to do the all inclusives.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
pay forward before you go.
Yep.
And then we still know that if we want to leave the resort, we know where we're going in downtown.
Mhm.
So like the comfortability of like doing that is great.
Yeah.
So we like doing that.
I always hear that you like can't leave the resort when you're in Mexico.
Yeah,
That's why I'm
kidnapped.
like, yeah, like, and I would only go with
Yeah.
like my friends, and we're like
Yeah.
3 little girls.
So like Cancun is like an entire like tourist city.
Uh,
So like I actually feel more safe in Cancun than I do in Philadelphia. Like I don't
Yeah.
walk at home.
Uh-huh.
I'm like terrified of everyone in the city.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
right.
when I'm in Mexico, I will walk everywhere and anywhere by myself any time of night. I'd never have that feeling. But like Cancun itself is like a tourist zone.
Mhm.
So everyone there knows that they're making money off of you. Like they don't mess with the tourists.
Yeah,
area.
right.
Now if you were like to step out of that area, then you never know what you're gonna encounter. But like that entire area is like made for tourists. Like you
Mhm.
can walk into a Coco Bongo or Senior Frogs or just
Yeah.
go get food at a Hooters. Like it's all set up like a strip,
Mhm.
almost
Okay.
like a tiny like Vegas strip,
Mhm.
and it's where all the clubs are. So you can just go in and like kind of meander around and go get tacos or
Mhm.
whatever. But it's like super safe, and the bus is $1, so you can go from your resort
That's awesome.
Right
Yeah.
right into there
yeah.
and like hop on the bus. It's like
She's
it's
also
the easiest way to like party, in my opinion.
Yeah.
she's also bilingual, so that helps. Too.
Oh, really?
Ah.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
A little bit.
Did not know that.
I do my best.
Yeah, no, she's really good.
I was in the Bahamas like a few years back during college. We went for spring break.
He
And
did the breezes thing and all.
Oh, did
I
you?
learned last time. I was
oh
here.
yeah,
For
literally.
like PSM.
Yeah.
That was my second time doing it, and we did it back in high school. And back in high school, me and my friends were idiots. I mean, nothing happened, thank God. But so we're on the beach, and we're like, oh, we want to go fishing. So we see like these guys with a boat, like and they're from the island,
Mhm.
and they're like, hey, yeah, well, just give us 100 a person, and we'll take you guys fishing. So. Go on these random guys' boats, go fishing. We're not catching anything. And then he's like, I feel bad you guys aren't catching any fish. Like, why don't you guys go snorkeling? We have all this stuff. So we take all our wallets and phones out, leave them on the boat, and we all jump into the ocean, like the middle of the ocean. And we're snorkeling, like looking at the fish. This guy's throwing bait into the water, and all the fish are coming. We're like, are sharks in them? He's like, no, that's not shark
Oh
season.
my God.
And
okay, yeah. It's not
I
shark
mean,
season.
we got
It just,
we got back on the boat.
They
and
go
we're
away.
alive, but
Wow.
he could have just took off.
They threw you in the water and just took off.
My dad was like,
They're nice
are
out
you
there, man.
serious?
They're so nice.
They're
Though.
so
There's
nice.
Oh,
like
yeah, they are.
pockets where like you shouldn't travel to
Right,
down there.
yeah.
It's just very local, and they just don't want to be bothered by tourists.
Mhm.
But
Right.
for the most part, anyone that's around like the resorts there like are pretty.
Yeah, they're all like
people.
very
Like,
nice.
We've had like kids like lose their phones on the beach, and people have found them and like brought them back, which doesn't happen.
I was about
at
to say
home,
that.
you
Yeah,
know?
does not happen
If
Anywhere.
it
here.
happens there, like it's and they don't even ask for money. Like there's like just random kind of walkers. They're just like, oh,
Wow.
we found this and turn it in, and we're like,
That's great.
it's a
yeah.
Christian community. They're very religious. They're like, you can't curse there.
Yeah,
you can
you
get
can't
arrested
curse.
for cursing.
Oh, I didn't know
Oh,
that.
I
They're
didn't know that
very
either.
religious, so they're respectful, especially
Huh.
of like elders and like your language and stuff like that. So
So you were out there for
Wow.
grad city, not student city, because you were in high school? Was it
Yeah,
grad
I
city?
think that was grad, and then
Right.
must have been student city when we did
yeah,
college
I do
thing.
both. They're
Yeah, good.
sisters.
Yeah,
Okay,
she works for both
gotcha.
companies.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
She's the person that makes sure you get in the right bus to the
I'm like your
airport.
mom there.
Yeah, so
Okay,
like, what
yeah.
do you do? Like, how
We're
did
just
you?
like a travel liaison. So he used to DJ for the company. So I went down to visit when we first started dating, and I just like got along really well with everyone that was working there.
Mhm.
And they were like, well, why don't you just apply to work, and then you can come down for the full month and hang out and not have to pay to be here and
Yeah.
get paid to be here.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, like sure. So I applied, but then the company was worried that I would like expect some type of seniority because of the fact that he DJs.
Mm.
So they sent me to Cancun, and he was in the Bahamas for the month.
Not
so
how I drew it up.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I planned it, but
Yeah,
and
no.
actually it was like fine. Like I wound up like loved. I was so scared. I didn't do college. I'm a hairdresser, so I did like cosmetology school.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd never like lived in a room with somebody else that I didn't know, like a complete stranger, and it was a month long, and I'm like, I didn't really know what the job entailed necessarily. So it was kind of like, what am I getting myself into? And like what if I
doing?
hate it? Like how do I get out of it? And I wound up going down and just like I loved everybody. Everyone there is like me. We're kind of like nomadic people. We kind of just like do random jobs or whatever we can to like not have to work a 9 to 5
and
or,
just
like,
get by,
you know,
but
we,
like
don't
love
mind
life.
like the random traveling, and we don't have like high expectations, so everybody just gets along really well. And we basically are just there to be your mom, you know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Make sure you're getting off the plane and into your transfers and to the hotel and checked in okay, and that your rooms are good, so that like when you get there, you check over your room so that if anything breaks, the hotel doesn't try and charge you for that type of stuff. Like kind of they have a tendency of like taking advantage of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
People like NEEK get lost in the boat. And we got to
Yeah,
figure
like,
out where he's at.
Like, if you're, like,
Yep.
if you lose a friend, we're all in like a massive group chat. We keep an eye out for everybody. We have tabs on like everyone who's there. We set up parties, different like DJ events, day parties. They do the DJs during the day, so it's like relay games on the on the beach and stuff like that. If you were to get arrested, we're there to help get you out. If you lose your passport, we can help you at the embassy. It's just kind of like whatever you would ask your mom for help for when you're 18 years old in another country. We're there to like make sure that you're taken care of, so that you're not wandering around like I don't know what to do or who to call or I don't know, you know what I mean? We have like insurance and
That's
stuff like that.
so
So
cool.
if you do lose your phone or somebody steals it on the phone when you go with strangers out, you know, the recommendations that we don't give people.
Is
we're
that-
like,
They
just
usually
stay
do
away
it.
from that. The kids always do it, but we're like, all right, well, we're here, you know, like, just let your friends know where you are. That way we can help you. But like most of the time, it's just people that are really drunk, people that get hurt because they're drunk, or like, you know, like I said, like people losing stuff.
Have you ever had like a really, really like just bad group that like was not behaving at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just
We
like
had Philly and Boston in the resort together during the Super Bowl. And that was
I think that might have been us.
a tragic experience.
No, wait, that was actually us.
Okay.
Oh my
it was
gosh.
a horrible experience
That's
for me.
insane.
That was our worst.
We were
Nikos
fighting.
was on the boat.
The Philly and Boston kids were fighting the entire.
It was
week.
just
It was
nonstop
crazy.
because Philly and Boston are so very similar. Even though
Oh my
nobody
God.
likes to admit it. It's just like diehard fans.
That is so funny.
And they're aggressive about it, and like you'll just hear people like "Go Birds," and then it's like, you know, like whatever, like as it's going around, and then it's just drunk. People are not used to drinking like that when they're at that age, and it's a lot of like, you know, it was chaotic.
Childish
So there was just
games.
a lot of bloodshed and fist fighting,
Oh,
and
yeah.
girls crying, and
Oh god. So
Yeah.
how long does it usually last? Like when you guys are
A
down
week.
there, just a week?
Yeah.
But how often do you go?
so my season starts in March or the last weekend of February, and I'll do all Mexico for that full month.
That's dope.
Okay.
And then sometimes I'll do an extra week. Like last year, I did Riviera Maya for a week afterwards for a grad city program, and then it's like June and July the programs run through, so I can go for the entire time. I can hop in and out. It's really I'm just basically gone from March until July.
How many trips have you been on total so far?
Well, this was my 6th or 7th year, so.
And you chose mine as the worst one.
That was the first
if they
year, too.
offer, I'm going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so it's like my friends are from all over. Like the one year I was working with people from South Africa, and
Oh, wow.
Germany, and Canada. Like they're workers from all over.
Mhm.
So then you just kind of have like a good roundabout. You get to like,
Yeah.
meet people from all hear different stories. and
Yeah.
it's just like a cool way to like network and like meet people. And two of my best girlfriends, shout out Sam and Analia. We talk every single day. One lives in California, one
Cool.
lives in Boston, and we just
And
like,
you met them doing
we
that?
met them doing
That's
it,
so
yeah.
cool.
And it's just they're like my people. It's like you meet
Yeah,
people
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
on like a trip or whatever, and you like stay in contact, and you're like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I wish they lived closer. I like visit them all the time. Like whenever he DJs in either of the cities, I'm like,
Are you going to
I'm
Boston
coming
this
out.
weekend?
I'm not.
Ah.
I have a wedding.
Got you. I'm DJing on the boat Saturday, so
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'll
You're
be
coming
hanging with
Friday,
Night
right?
Friday.
You're gonna see us Friday.
yeah,
Nice.
yep. So
It'll be fun.
I'm excited. I never experienced Boston yet. I was telling you.
Yeah,
but
it's
It's a
fun.
cool city.
Yeah,
yeah, I've
it's
heard
fun out
great
there.
things.
It's like they're so similar to Philly.
Yeah.
You know? There's good food. It's nothing like too chaotic like New
Mhm.
York, but it's like a decent city where you can
Right.
basically do
Yeah.
whatever you
Maybe
want.
I'll run into some of the Bahamas kids.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
Yep.
Nah, I wasn't fighting anybody. Maybe
Right.
yelling back and forth. But that's it.
Yeah.
You know.
You were just stranded in the ocean.
Just there's that. Yeah.
It worked out in our favor, anyways. We wound up winning, so.
Yeah. No. Exactly. But let's hop into our top 5. We're gonna do top 5 pet peeves that we have.
Biggest pet
We'll open it
peeves.
up, and you guys could like think about it. you
Okay.
know,
I have, like,
while we're
40,
going.
so.
That's exactly what
Yeah,
I
I have mine written down. I'm gonna go on a rant right now.
Yeah, you go first.
Do it up.
All right, so number 1, people talking during movies is my ultimate pet peeve.
That
and-
is me.
I
Like
haven't been to
I
the
always
movies in
talk.
years. When's the last time you went to the
even
movies together?
like if I'm watching at home though with
Yeah.
somebody.
Fair.
I was at the
yeah.
movies last night actually. They re-released Batman: The Dark Knight. With
Oh,
Heath
okay.
Ledger.
Mhm.
Top
So I was
5
like, yeah,
favorite
that would be
movie.
dope to see in the movies. So
15
yeah.
years later, yeah.
that was good.
Better late than never.
But yeah, people talking during movies is horrible. My family does it all the time, and I just like,
Because they're
That's where it all
Italian.
starts.
oh my
The trauma.
gosh, yeah. It's just like I don't know. I like to pay attention to every detail in a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like really like try to captivate what the director is trying to do. And it sounded very nerdy, but I don't
Yeah.
care.
Whatever.
But
We're-
yeah,
We're kind of like that at home, though. If I get a call and the TV's on, like everything's got to stop.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
she's got to stop talking and doing whatever she's doing, or vice versa. If she gets a call, like I can't be doing anything else that has any noise to it. Like
Mhm.
we need to be completely focused and
Right.
directed our
Yeah,
attention
yeah.
towards what we
And it's
need to.
even worse if someone's talking and not paying attention, and 5
Mm.
minutes later, you're like, wait, what happened? Wait, why is this happening?
That's him, and I'm like, shut up.
Well, if you were paying
I'll explain to you
attention-
when the movie's over.
That would
Yeah.
literally be me too. I can't. I don't have like a good attention span, so I don't sit and watch
That's
movies.
him.
Like,
Yeah.
so
Like,
I
wait,
just
what happened?
don't.
I'm like, did you miss like the last 30 minutes?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like,
I just start like daydreaming. I'm like watching the TV, but I'm not really watching it.
Yep.
Let's never watch a movie together, please.
I won't.
All right, number 2. I hate if you're in like a debate with somebody or argument and they're just talking over you. They don't let you get your point across.
Mhm.
That's just annoying, you know.
Yeah,
Like, come on.
good one.
I talk over people all the time. It's a bad habit of mine.
Really?
It really is.
I don't really care if it's like a regular conversation, but if we're like debating something, like let me like
Fair.
talk my piece, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like if they're just like no, like,
Mhm.
no.
Like,
You can
alright.
visually see when Eddie has tapped out, not listening to you, just waiting to start.
Yeah.
Just a blank stare, like you can see him processing his
You're-
thoughts.
And you're like still going, but at the same time, you're
I'm
like,
I
I'll
can't even
just stop.
focus on what I'm saying because I can see him just like waiting.
I know he's about to rip me.
Because I consider myself a quiet dude, but when I'm ready to speak, I'm like, let me get it out now before,
Right.
before I lose it.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, my third one is if someone is eating and they're either chewing really loud with their mouth open,
That was gonna be one of mine.
or if their fork is clanking against the plate, or if they're biting on their fork.
Oh, the bite on the fork.
Ugh.
thing,
It
yeah.
like gives me the
These are all things I do.
chills. Yeah, it's all right. A lot of my friends and family do this, but it's pet peeve. 4 stupid drivers. I mean, that's like a simple one. You know? Like, I just, I feel I'm a little rushy when I drive, but I don't know.
Same.
Move over.
Same.
What are you doing?
I always drive like I need to be somewhere really fast.
Yeah. Or it's always like when you do have to be somewhere, there's always construction going on, or traffic,
or you hit every red light.
Yeah, I brought it up on the way here.
Yeah,
I was like, why are these lights now all of a sudden red?
Right.
We usually breeze right through them. So I'm thinking about too much.
Yeah,
and probably always red.
Even like on the Walt Women this whole summer, they're doing construction right when you go over to Walt Women.
Yeah.
The busiest time of the year.
Yep.
And number 5. See, I encourage song requests. If someone ever comes up to me and they're like, "Hey, you take song requests?" I'm like, "Yeah,
sure.
You know, what's your request?" But I hate when people get mad at me if I either don't have their song or I'm like, "Yeah, I'll play it in a little bit," and they come back up and they're like, "You didn't play my song yet." Like, what the hell? It's just like the repeat offenders that just keep coming back up, or they get angry at you for, you know.
Well, it's like talking to a toddler. Just say, "Yes, I'll do it."
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And then if they come back, they come back. If they don't, you know. If you say you're going to get to it, that's not what they want to hear.
Right.
They want you to. They want to hear their song. You got to talk. You got to talk to them like they're infants. Be like, yeah, I got you. Sure, all day.
Yeah. Well, that's it for me.
Yeah.
KP.
All right, I'll go.
Now I'm mad.
My first one is when people act like they can't hear what I'm saying or they don't understand what I'm saying to them, and then they make me repeat it and then repeat it, but like I know they understood it the first time. I can't stand that. Yeah. I get it all the time at work. Like I know you can hear me. When I'm the only car on the road and somebody has to pull out in front of me and then they don't even do the speed limit. Like I know you can pull out behind me.
Yep.
When I'm like standing in a room somewhere and I look over and like somebody's staring at me and then I'm like looking at them stare at me and then their whole friend group stares at me. Like I know you're talking about me. I hate that. When people are rude to me for no reason, like especially if they're coming up to me for help, this happens at work all the time. They don't like the answer at the front, so they come to me for help and then they're rude to me when I'm trying to help them. I can't stand that. And then like if somebody comes to me and I tell them no and then they go to somebody else, like when dad tells you no but then you go to mom and then mom tells them yes, I can't stand that. Like that happens at work a lot more than it should too. And that pisses me off because then I'm like, okay, like now I'm mad because I told you no, but they told you yes after I already told you no.
Now it's just all fucked up.
And now everything's fucked up. Yeah, now I'm the asshole. Exactly. Now I'm the asshole. Those are my top 5.
I could probably name 1 or 2. Mine are all travel related because I'm around the people.
Yeah, you're always traveling.
Much. Yeah. People, this is an obvious one. People standing up when the plane lands, like they're going to get off the plane faster. But what really pisses me off when people are behind me that want to leave first before me. Like, no, it's row by row by row by row. There's no connecting flight out of here. You're not trying to get onto another plane. You're not fooling me. That kind of irks my soul. That's only because I'm really tired.
I feel like the people that stand up too, they wind up standing back down after a few minutes.
No, they stay up.
Really? The whole
they
time?
stay up.
They
stay right up
on your back.
Oh, that's horrible.
I don't think there's a certain weight of people that probably shouldn't be getting a middle seat that always wind up getting a middle seat.
I don't get it.
So there's
when you're too big for your seat.
Too big for your seat.
Probably paying for more than one seat.
Two
if
of them.
Sharing my seat. You know what I mean?
Yes. I feel like I never really fly on a plane just by myself though. Like usually when I go on a plane,
have somebody,
I have
somebody
my friends. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones I could think of offhand.
And then you got to pay extra for like the seats, right? To pick your seat.
Well, I usually fly Spirit, so usually if you book them all together, they seat you all together. Yeah,
okay, gotcha.
But I don't know about other flights. Like I guess maybe you can pay. I don't really know how it all works, but I know for Spirit.
I usually just go as cheap as I can. So.
Well, Spirit's usually the cheapest. If you get on your plane, I don't know if it even comes to pick you up. Spirit's so trash.
That's any airline though. They're all so messy. They all can be messy.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
There really isn't one.
Oh my gosh. I was going on my cousin's, we're supposed to go to my cousin's bachelor party last year. It was in Miami. And I think I was DJing they were going for 4 days, but I was DJing like 2 days later. So I was going to go for 2 days and fly back. But our tickets like got canceled and the flight got delayed and just like it just kept happening. So we're there all night for like 8 hours, and then eventually they're just like, all right, fuck it, we're just gonna drive. And I was like, all right, well, I'm not gonna drive to Miami and then have to come right back. So I leave and I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll just go back to school, and I drive back to the airport the next day, like get my luggage because I was doing a checked bag and they flew it to Miami. And I was so mad.
That's so annoying.
It was horrible. Like I had like all my like nice clothes and shoes
Sure.
in there, watches.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun when that stuff happens, man.
Yeah.
Like when I text her when I'm like, I'm delayed, go figure. Like here we are. It's just like, it's even more annoying being on with Paulie's schedule because we have to be in the next city. Like there's a lot of moving parts. Like we can't be delayed.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I was telling you the last podcast when I was here. That's why we got to fly out so early in the morning. Just to make sure that we're good in case there's any delays.
Has there ever been a case where something got canceled or delayed and you had to like Uber?
We got
or
canceled
drive?
mid-show. While he was DJing, we got canceled for our next flight leaving.
Wow.
But it worked out.
So
It's better that way than finding out when you wake up when you're 2 hours from your flight.
Yeah.
It got canceled.
Yeah.
So but that's the only time we actually got a whole flight canceled. But the delays are really annoying. We just had an 8-hour delay leaving State College this weekend, going to Chicago, and he had a day show for the Chicago White Sox. So it wasn't like we had to like just wait the whole next city in Chicago to go to a night show. We had to be there like soon. So it just we got to Chicago, but it was one of those things where I was telling Ray, like, I got to go right to the hotel and right to the ballpark. Like, as soon as I go drop my bags, and I told her, she's like, have you eaten yet? And I'm like, no.
Nope.
I get to the hotel, and there's a long line to check in. I'm waiting. This guy comes in. It's a very nice hotel. So the guy's like in a 3-piece suit. He's like, Mr. Romani? I'm like, yeah. He goes, your order, sir. I'm like, what? It was a GoPuff bag. Huge. And everyone's like, who the fuck is this guy? She got me food.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's nice.
Killed it.
I was going to say, that's such like a woman thing to do. Like, did you eat
I
today?
know he's starving, and he has to drive an hour from like the hotel, whatever, to the hotel from the airport. And I'm like, he's just gonna be hangry. And he's like, as soon as I get in, I have to leave for sound check. And I'm like, let me just send some food.
Yeah.
I'm like, can you like hold
That's awesome.
a GoPuff order for him? And they're like, yeah, sure. What's his name?
Dope.
Yeah, it's great.
She put
That's
an Uncrustable in there too.
What?
I
Shit.
love it.
What?
I love Uncrustable.
Yeah, it was dope.
Did you
Oh my
ever
God.
lose your luggage?
No, my goodness. No.
I've never lost my
It's
luggage
carry
either,
on.
thank
I
God.
mean, with me traveling like 2-3 days a week, or sometimes 4, it's always just a carry on. I don't ever pack anything big enough to where I have to check it.
Yeah.
So
how does
can't.
it work for you? Like when you're down there for a month, how much stuff do you pack to bring with you? Or do you just buy stuff as you're down there?
Yeah, I usually bring one big bag. If anything, I can always like run to the store and grab like full size, like cheap whatever, like body washes and like shampoos and stuff. But I'm mostly in uniform because we have like our staff.
Oh, right. Yeah.
true.
So I pack like bathing suits and shorts and crop tops. You know what I mean? It's like hot, so I'm not like bringing jackets.
Right.
Yeah.
Big
Pants,
stuff.
or like I bring like 2 pairs of sneakers, you know, a pair of flip flops, and then like my uniform. So it's really not. It's more or less like the stuff that you would use, I guess. Like, but I'm not really wearing makeup because I'm in the
Hot
sun,
as fuck.
and I'm not doing my hair because I'm sweating. So it's
Right.
like up in a bun.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's kind of like a freeing month. where
Yeah.
you're like I really don't care. Like,
Right.
just whatever.
And you're
like,
out there.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to do like anything.
Yeah, I'm not
important.
there to like impress anybody. Like
Yeah.
we bring like maybe a couple dresses for like our nights out when like we finally are not working at night. But like it's really like not a ton of stuff that I have to bring.
Yeah.
The first year I brought like way too much, and I would wind up like having to put half of my bag in like a trash bag and carry it onto the plane because they're like, your bag's like 150 pounds. And I'm like, oh really? Okay, well, what do I do now? He's like, I could give you a trash bag. You can carry it on. I'm like walking through the airport with a mass. I look
Looking like
a
Santa.
a straight hobo.
that's another pet peeve. It's like the bag's overweight, but you still put it in a trash bag, and it goes right back on the
Right
plane.
onto the
It
plane.
goes onto the plane.
Yeah,
Makes
yeah.
no sense, man. What a scam.
I didn't even know they could do like I just figured if it's overweight you either pay for it or you gotta like get rid of
but
it.
they wanted to charge me like another $100 and some, and I'm like, I'll just eat
Yeah,
it.
screw
Yeah.
that.
I'm like,
So
what am I gonna
worse.
take out? He's like, shoes are pretty heavy. I'm like in the line, like I look like
Yeah.
a
You're like,
idiot.
yeah, true.
Yeah, I'm like
Shoes.
taking stuff out the bag. I'm like, wait again.
I always overpack. Always.
Yeah.
I always
don't know.
overpack.
Sure.
I learned my lesson after that.
Yeah.
Better have too much than not enough.
I figure, well, most of the time, like if my bag's overweight, Like, I don't know how it works for everybody else, but for Spirit, obviously you buy, like, you have to pay for your bag.
Yeah, you gotta pay extra. Right?
So if my bag's overweight, but like my friend's isn't, they don't charge me extra. Usually, like, since mine's over,
oh yeah,
if
you're
just kind
in
of
a party
balances
together.
So strange though that they do that.
Yeah,
I mean it's cool. It works out in your favor.
But it is strange.
But it's such a weird dynamic.
But like poor guy who's here by himself and his shit's 80 pounds over, like he's definitely paying because he doesn't have a friend. Like
they don't weigh people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they don't weigh people.
Carry-on bag. They only weigh your check bag, and it's like how it's just all.
It's just money.
Grab.
Yeah,
it's a money grab.
That's it.
It's money.
You know?
Everything's a freaking money grab. Ray Love, what's your pet peeves?
I'm like sensory oriented, so scents, people that smell, I will remember that for the rest of my life. Like every time I see you, I'm like, hey, don't hug me. People that sound like they need a drink of water when their mouth is dry and it's like slapping, and you're like, just drink something.
I didn't even like,
you know, or people who sound like they need to clear their throat. That like sends me like I can't listen to I listen to like Joe Rogan all the time, and if I put on a podcast to go to sleep and it sounds like the person is like needs to clear their throat, I'm like I have to turn it off.
Everyone just swallowed right now.
I'm like this.
Let me just double check.
Dry lips, like is my mouth dry?
People that when they walk, it's usually men. They like tippy toe and they like hop on their feet when they walk. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yes,
like,
that's like a wrestler thing. Like in my high school,
strange.
Kids used to
I'm like, you're not
that.
tall, so just keep it up. And I don't know why you're doing that.
That's funny.
What else?
These are good ones.
Social pet peeve would probably be like when me and him are out. Like people, obviously, more people know him. I don't go out as often or like as long as he has been. And like the girls at workplaces, like I'm usually great with everybody. But there will be like some girls in places that I don't necessarily go, and they'll like walk up and like latch onto him, like hug him, and then they kind of like wander away, and I'm like,
and I don't really know who they are either, which is
like, if you know him enough to greet him in that way, then you should know who I am, and you should at least just say hello to me or acknowledge my existence. Like,
I just think that's
don't run and jump and wrap your arms around his neck and like scream, "Oh my god, hi!" or whatever, and then just like meander away because I want to grab you. You know
and it's weird for me, for the truth of the matter, that like I don't know really who this person is, to where it was shocking to me that it happened. So for me to explain, like, yo, I don't really know who this is.
Like,
right.
Who's that?
Yeah. Like, she just like wraps her legs around your waist. How do you know when I'm not here? Like, is this like your normal thing?
Oh,
you know?
it's so
like,
strange.
Like, I'm pretty chill and like lax about like his, you know, whole environment and like whatever. Like when we first started dating, it was new to me because I never was in clubs. Like I'm like a, you know, bar girl. I sit at the bar and get drunk.
Yeah.
But like coming into the city, I was wearing overalls, and he's around girls in lingerie, and I'm like, I would only wear that to be in my like most sexual moment. So I'm like, this is so like such a strange dynamic. But like everybody is so chill, and like once you like get into it, and then you see like, okay, this is like their job, like so this is just what they do. It's not, you know what I mean? And it's just people saying hello to each other the same way. If I was walking into my job, I'd be saying hello.
Yeah.
But when people are like, they, you know, when they're too close and then just like absolutely give me no respect, I'm like,
no boundaries.
Okay, well, like I don't care if you do that to him. Just either say hello to me or like be like, oh, or give me that same energy. But like you're not just gonna give him that energy, and I'm gonna be in the back of the corner like, okay.
And I don't like that either, because when we first started dating, I was excited to bring her out. Like I wanted her to be around. I wanted everybody to know who she was. I wanted everybody to like her more than me, and they do. Everywhere I go, like any club I walk into, where's Ray? I'm like, yo, hi.
Yeah.
About me.
Yo.
That's funny.
Why am I jealous of my own girlfriend, fiance? At the time.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah.
How's it like when he's constantly traveling like all the time? Do you get bored at home?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tough,
sometimes
man.
he's gone like 4 days a week. So it's just like me in the house. We don't have a pet or a child, so it's just kind of like it can be lonely. But I don't mind alone time.
Yeah,
I
right.
Like dwell in it, and I do art and stuff like that, so it actually gives me like time to really like focus and like not, you know. I feel like I'm like the most creative when I'm alone.
Yeah,
because it's
Me
just
too.
kind of like
yeah,
you can
I feel that.
hone in, and like you're not distracted by anything. You're not thinking about like what you need to be doing for the day, or like did he eat?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like my baby. So it's like, I wake up and I like make breakfast. And like, if it wasn't, I'd probably like not eat until like 2. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, oh, whatever.
Doing your own thing.
It's our first time too with me traveling with Paulie that like we were inseparable since we dated. January 2017. So like even if I had before Paulie, I had weekend gigs in Philly, or if I even traveled, there was just different nights. But she'd come to most of them if they made sense. So whether we were hanging out at our house all throughout the week, she was coming to the weekend gigs too. Yeah. So like this, I would look at this like this is one of the hardest decisions I've made since being with Ray to travel with Paulie, because be separated a little bit, you know. It's super weird to drive to your gig to now fly and not be home at all.
Yeah, sure.
So that was like the hardest decision. But I mean, like she's explaining, to go away and miss her is great. To come home and see her, so that's nice. So I'm grateful enough that she lets me. Doesn't let me, but is okay with.
I could be a psycho. I'd be like,
sure.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah. For me to go and do this new endeavor and like,
that's awesome.
And come home.
Yeah.
So it's still hard though. It's tough.
How did you end up with Paulie Day? Like, how did that all come about?
We had. I'll try to make a long story short, but we've always known who each other. We've known each other, but just never met until he really started touring after the first season of Jersey Shore. He came to the Roxy, which is now Roar. Shook hands. We've been friends ever since, literally.
Oh, that's awesome.
To paint the picture, when he got done playing the Roxy, he went right down to Harris Pool and did a night show. Paulie's team was like, "Yeah, why don't you just follow us down? Like, when we leave, just follow us." Yeah. So I went to the night show with them, and then I just kept in contact with him. So anytime he was in Atlantic City, which is like the nearest place you can go and see him, you know, if you had a night off, I went down there and just hung out. And he was always nice to be like, "Yo, come up to the room and hang out, kick it with us." You know, we would like eat pizza and shit, you know, just shoot the shit. Yeah. And that was it, really. And then over the course of time, the guy that's doing the job that I'm doing now just like had other priorities he had to go and do. So I would do like these random like weekend off shows with Paulie, like in like 2018, 19. Then when the pandemic hit, the guy that's doing this job that I'm doing now just was, you know, wanted to move on. Yeah. So Paul,
did it for like 15 years.
Yeah, he did it since almost day one with Paulie.
Yeah, it's a lot of your whole life is like
just traveling.
Right.
Yeah.
When you're home, it's just a temporary home base until you have to go and do it all again, and it's different places every week. You know? But yeah, over time they needed somebody permanent, so Paulie and his team, his tour manager called me. They're like, "We'd love to have you," like almost like we need you.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, right.
And of course they could have called anybody else. There was like an ad in the paper, so it felt nice to be wanted. So I sat back and I was telling you this was a day after I got the Phillies opportunity. So I had all this on my plate.
And I'm like, you can pick one or the other. You're always going to be gone. And then you're going to come home and you're going to be working all of the time. Yeah. So I'm like, you can pick one. And he does both.
I picked
Compromise.
He does both. Yeah.
See how grateful I am?
Yeah.
He's like, sorry. And I'm going to start doing all of this like media stuff, and I'm going to do flyers and photography, and I'm going to keep all of my home jobs. And I'm like, cool, so I'll see you for like 4 hours this week.
Pencil me in when you have time.
Just let me know when you're free. And then he tells me, "Oh, did you see the new update on the phone?" And I'm like, "No, what is it?"
This was last night.
And he's like, "Oh, so I can like share my like tracking of my travel with you, so that like when I put in where I'm at and where I'm going, my phone will notify you that I got there." And I'm like, "So do you just want to eliminate all communication with me? So that you want me to do anything else with your phone? Like, just let me know." And he's like, and I'm like, "I know you're not thinking of it that way, but I'm like, you're literally
just call me, let me know.
Just you can send me a text and say I made it.
Boy, it's a nice day out, ain't it? The weather's getting nice and cool.
I can't be serious right now.
No, the new iOS 17 came out, and of course, like being on TikTok, all the new features come.
Still defending.
And you start seeing like all the repetitive, like, oh, what's cool, like with syncing your contact to the other person's phone by just tapping it, and then that check-in thing came in. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
No, he was like, "This is the coolest thing ever. Look at this. I can show you." He's showing me YouTube videos of it. I'm like,
"Do you guys have water?"
We do have water.
We
if
do.
you guys want it.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
So Ray doesn't be like, "Yo, swallow."
Well, now he's getting all choked up. Like,
now he's scared. Now he's sweating.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, she's right though.
Yeah, he's very like tech. I'm very like I'm more like a personal, you know.
Calming. Yeah.
Where he's
Would
like,
do you have his location?
No.
I don't.
Yeah,
I didn't have
actually, we used to have them, and then we turned that off when he was looking into getting an engagement ring. So it was kind of like a, like whatever, and then we just, I mean, we're like the type of couple that like we're not necessarily always in need of being in contact with each other, but I know if I call, he'll pick up. It doesn't like we're always like first time call, like. I never do be like, he hasn't answered me, thank you. In like 3 calls, or like I texted him and he hasn't answered me. Like there's never been a time where I've been like
worried, like what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really, you know, he's very good with communicating. Like I've landed, or we just got to the hotel, or I'm taking a nap. Or, so I'm not really like, I know where he is.
Yeah.
You know, it's all over the internet. I could literally go on any geotag and watch the stage and see exactly what he's doing from 45 people's different cell phones.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
Good.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there on my phone texting her.
Yeah, that's always him with his head down. He's probably me like, translation.
It's so funny, like, now that I, like, he makes my monthly calendars for me that I post on Instagram. And it's so funny because sometimes I'll just be like chilling with a friend or something and be like, oh, like I'm gonna come to Brew this weekend. I'll be like, and I'll be like, he's like, it's gonna be a good time. And I'll be like, oh, like I gotta check where I'm at. I think I'm probably DJing that day. And he's like, you're DJing that day. I checked your calendar and I'm like, oh shit, let's go. But like, it's so funny, like how like your friends like even check. Like
they're important.
Like, they know where you're gonna be. Yeah.
People, like you wouldn't think that it would be, but people really do look at that.
People that aren't in Philly nightlife, working in Philly nightlife, there's people that plan their times to go out.
Yeah,
they have to plan their weeks because they work Monday through Friday, so they need to see like I'm off like next week. Like who's where, like, you know?
Yeah, right.
And people check that stuff. There's a space for it. People look.
Yeah, I've had girlfriends from like that don't go out normally, and they'll reach out and they'll be like, "Which DJ's better for this place?"
Oh, really?
And they'll be like, "What about this one or this one?" And I'm like,
"That's funny."
Oh well, like this is more this music, or this is more this crowd. Like you might prefer this bar and like this genre instead. But like they definitely, people do look, like they'll look at like random flyers of stuff and see like what's going on and see who's on there, or then can go and like go from there to click DJ and see like how, you know.
Even the girl she mentioned that she works with at Student City, Analia, she's from California. And I think Analia, if I'm not mistaken, she looked at my schedule and said, he's going to be in LA like in a couple of weeks. And then she wound up coming to the show because she saw just my rundown.
That's awesome.
See, people plan for that stuff. So it's good that DJs do that.
Right. I asked him if social media was around when he first started.
Hilarious. Yeah, like Xanga, MySpace.
I put that on my TikTok too.
I asked
good
Jimmy
times.
the other day. I'm like, "Do you know what an Xanga is?" And he's like,
"I've never heard of that."
No.
Me either.
So an Xanga was before MySpace.
Okay.
And it was a similar thing, just kind of like, you know, random postings. Like you could also code on that the way you could on MySpace, but it was like. That was like the big thing.
I didn't have MySpace either.
No.
But to answer from
old, so I had all of them.
So to really answer that question, then Instagram wasn't out yet. Instagram came out 2011.
Yeah.
So I didn't have I didn't have social media. It was just
about, like,
MySpace.
Friends and like your pictures of what your like weekend was.
Yeah,
what was going on. Like people weren't like pushing their
their brands and
online, you know, that wasn't really like what it was used for. It was more like aesthetics. Like that's why Tumblr was so huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then that had nothing to do with like what you did for a living. It was like what you could create and make people, you know, relate to in some way.
Yeah. Now there's an ad every 3 posts when you're scrolling for something.
Yeah.
You know,
it's all like
right in your face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like come see me here, pay for this here, go buy this there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Visit this place here. It's all
TikTok
it's all
shop.
Yeah, TikTok shop.
Know,
oh my gosh.
Like, I was already spending enough money every time.
Yeah, right.
The 2 apps I'm like switching between like Amazon and TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Do I want this? I don't know.
And then I'm on TikTok looking at people's Amazons, like going on their link tree or whatever.
And they're even tricky sometimes now too. Like when you're scrolling on TikTok, it will be an ad, but it like looks like one of like the trendy videos.
Like,
but then in the bottom it says ads. So I'm like, okay, just fuck this.
Yeah, right.
Like,
trying to sell me something. Which I don't have any funds for.
Yeah, but social media, it was just different. It was more about like just friends to friends. It wasn't, you know,
Well, I feel like it was like better like that too. Honestly, I don't know.
It was kind of like Dear Diary, so it was kind of like Facebook. Now, if you go on Facebook, everyone just writes in it like they're journaling.
Yeah.
But like it's annoying now, but like then that's what it was. Like,
Yeah,
people
just what
used
it
to
was,
go.
right.
Oh my god, I probably don't know anything about these. They were like quizzes. They were like 150 question quizzes, and it would be like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite this? What's your
I remember
favorite
that.
Sharing
and
reposts.
everyone would copy and paste them and put their answers in. And like if you had a crush, you would like read theirs to
I
see what they
remember that.
like.
I remember
so
that.
You could like match their answers and hope that they would see it and like fall in love with you. You know, it was
Damn.
just like the strangest, like literally Dear Diary, like you just talking about like what you did today, or like, oh, like today I was at school and this happened or whatever. And then you would like have your top 8, which was on MySpace. And you put all your best friends in there. And if you like got into a fight, you would like take them out and replace them. It was just like a shifty.
Like you're dead to me.
Yeah, like
shifty,
no top 8 for you.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I remember I thought MySpace was so cool because my older cousin had it and he was showing me it, and I don't think I ever had MySpace.
It was like the new age thing for social media.
Yeah.
No, it was so cool. I can't do anything on a computer now, but I could literally code to make like music come on the page.
That's
and
what my
then
cousin
the
did.
background
Yeah.
was and the text color was,
Yep.
and like I remember like seeing all the people because people were like MySpace famous even.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah, you could be like MySpace famous, and it was a lot of like really like edgier vibes for that. So like the Suicide Girls was huge back then. It was like a alternative modeling agency.
Okay.
And then they had like Tequila was huge on MySpace.
Do you remember her?
She was on
MTV.
What was that?
Shit.
It was like a shot at love.
Shot at tequila.
I don't know, whatever it was, but
It was
she
something
was
play
like,
on her name. It was a play on her
Okay,
name.
just
gotcha.
this hot girl who they brought like
Yeah,
a bunch
yeah.
of people on the show to date her, like Bachelor style.
Yeah.
But she was like, she got that because she was massive from MySpace, and you could put like your music on there, like if you were an artist, or you could do whatever. But there was just like so many different, like you could have friends that were like really big on it if they had like a certain look and people really liked, like I said, on Tumblr, like people would like see it and like the cool music.
A Shot at Love with Tequila,
Yeah.
2007.
Yeah, I love
Right
that.
when MySpace really popped.
Yeah.
Well, a year in, because I had MySpace 2005.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. Damn.
I was in.
I think I was
What a
6 years
time.
old.
I was in second.
I was 6
first
years
grade.
old, I think.
Wait, what? 2000 when?
7. I think I was in first grade.
Oh.
Yeah.
What year were you
I was a
born?
sophomore in
2000,
college.
Right? Wasn't 7 first grade? Second grade? Maybe?
I don't know.
Something.
Yeah.
I was, yeah.
For me
I
to
was 7
remember
years
my
old.
grades when I was growing up was super easy. 1991, I was in first grade. 1992, I was in second grade.
Oh wow.
Super
yeah.
easy for me.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
I wasn't born until 1999, so.
I was about to
I
say
was a
that.
freshman.
I was about to say that's
High
how it
school.
was with my age, but why would I know my age? Because I was born in 2000, so 1, 2. Yeah.
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 Like, I hope you knew that.
Next topic.
Nice.
But no, Ray, I did want to talk about your business. You have like a beauty business. You said you went to school for it and everything.
Yeah, I have like a little studio at our house. So I just do like hair, makeup, color cuts, whatever. I do like weddings. I had surgery on my hand, so in the meantime of that, I was doing like more artsy stuff. So like I'm like a plant mom.
Aw.
So I have like a ton of plants I've been growing, and then I went and I got like terracotta pots, and I've been like painting them and like making like Halloween themed ones.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
She's being modest. She made one and posted it, and now she had like 25 orders in like 24
Oh wow,
hours.
really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was really nice. I mean, people are super supportive in the industry. I feel like some people would just buy it just because, like,
It's
Yeah, to
you know
support,
what I
right.
mean? But everybody's been like really cool about it.
Are
I'll
you just
post.
posting them on your Instagram, or do you have like a little
Yeah.
website?
No, I don't have a website. I've just kind of been doing it like under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I posted online. I have like my artistry account that I'll post stuff on too. I'm like one of those people that when I'm doing social media stuff, I like feel cringe posting things sometimes. I'm like, people don't care about this, or they don't want to see this, or I'm like
I feel
annoying
that.
them by posting that.
Every time I post a flyer,
You know?
Yeah.
I get that, like, and then I'll sit there and like I'll look at it sometimes, like, is this good enough to post? Like, should I post this? Should I not post this? Like, are people gonna be like, oh my god, I want to unfollow her? You know what I mean? Like, it's like that like little hint of insecurity you get. But then like I post things and people are like, the second I post it, I'll have like 2 more people reach out and be like, oh my god, I didn't know you could do that
Yeah,
kind. Like,
right.
can you do this? And I had like a lot of custom orders, which was really nice. And it like some people like don't care about Halloween and they don't want like a themey like pot, but you know what I mean? Like I made one for Kev for his podcast, it's like a loft one, like you know what I mean?
Oh,
like
dope. Yeah,
just
yeah.
like little things. My girlfriend has like a lash boutique, so I made like one with lashes, you know,
Oh,
just
yeah.
like cute little things like that. And people, you know, they're like, well, if you can do that, maybe you can do this, and they'll like send me stuff. I'm like, yeah, I can totally do that. You know? So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that is cool.
It's been fun because it's like I loved art. I always wanted to go to school for art, and I just like didn't know if I did. I always wanted to go to Tyler, and I'm like, if I went there, like, what would I put this towards in the future? Because I don't do digital art. I'm just like not into it. So I'm like, I like hands-on, like paint. Yeah. So I'm like, the only way you can make money in an art field is if you are doing digital art.
Right.
Like nobody, you know, like I can make a little bit of money here and there, but like for me to be making like a living, you know, that's what they say, like artists don't make any money until they're dead, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just like one of those things. It's just not like sometimes it's appreciated, you know, like craftier people or like when people have those like welcome signs out front on the wood, like people love that type of stuff.
My
But
mom.
like what can you do? Like you can only charge so much for that. You can only make so many of those before you're like exhausted by it. So it's just different. But it's been working.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You know?
Have you ever thought about like submitting anything to like a art show or anything like that?
No.
That'd be cool. I think that'd be cool. I think you could have a lot of people come check it out too.
Yeah, I don't know. I've you know, I did art all through school, and I like was even taking college art classes when I was in high school because I was just like banging them out. I just loved it. But I just never really like went any further with it. And then I started doing hair because that was kind of like my way to do color. You know? I can like create shapes out of haircuts. I can color hair and do like watch, you know, the science behind what's happening and do whatever, you know, like if you're like, oh, I really want to be Cowboy Copper this year. I'm like, well, I gotta know how to do that. And it's like a thought process that I have to go through. It puts me in that like art state where I'm like, okay, well, this color is this, and how do I get this color to be this? And if your hair only turns this color, then what do I need to do to get it to? It's all out of formulation, but it's like, you know, it's a lot of art theme to it, and then like makeup's the same way. Like your face is like a canvas, and I can make it however I want, and I do like.
I'm gassing you the fuck up. Gassing you the fuck up right now.
I do like a lot of Halloween makeup, and that's my like my favorite niche because it's like. I can actually like paint.
Yeah, that's
do anything I want. And I started like learning how to make masks last year. So I did like.
That's her face.
That looks like it. That literally looks like a mask.
Her chin is right there in the middle of the mouth.
So what's?
You can kind of tell. Yeah. See where her lips are.
Oh, right.
Bro.
How did
is that your neck?
Yeah.
Wow.
Can we post it online, maybe?
Yeah. I'll pop it in. Yeah, I'll pop it in.
Michael Myers mask. Sorry, I'm not. I don't mean to embarrass you.
No, that's great.
You can do that on yourself?
Yeah.
Bro. What?
Wow, that was
Holy shit. Yeah, I'm gonna clip all these in. Yeah, that's insane.
I'll send them to you so you can put them.
Yeah. No, that's like
I'll give
really
you 3.
good. Wow.
Hold on, one more. The elf on the shelf.
Oh my gosh.
So sick.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
So your eyes are closed.
I was about to ask,
right?
how do you?
My eyes are closed.
Yeah, her eyes are closed, so her eyelids.
Oh,
are
I guess you could just. Like,
one over
eyebrows.
Yeah, right.
It's definitely a process, you know, but it's
Wow.
like
so
like
cool.
therapeutic.
It's crazy that you can do it on yourself. Like it's definitely different. Like to do it on someone, but to do it on yourself, that's gotta be fucking hard.
Do you do your own hair to yourself? Yeah. Is that harder?
I mean, it's harder for me to do it on myself than it would be on somebody else.
Yeah,
but
right.
I've always done my own hair. I'm one of those people that's like, if I do it and mess up, it's fine. If you do it and mess up, I'm gonna be mad about it for a year. You know what I mean? So I like to do my own makeup. I like to do my own hair. I like to do my own styling. I like to, you know, I'm very particular about those things. I'm like kind of a control freak. So I'm like,
but it's yours, yeah, and you're good at it.
Like, not like that, like this, you know?
Guys, let's zoom in
I
on his
can't watch
face.
people do anything. Yeah, I'm like, if I watch you do something, I'm analyzing you the entire time, and I'm like, why would you do it that way? Like, why would you?
Yeah.
You're making it 10 times harder.
I can't open up a jar of peanut butter fast enough.
No.
Let me do it. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. It's probably on the counter when he's done.
Yeah. You cook it all?
No.
No.
Do you do anything?
No, he's my baby. I told you. He doesn't do anything. I do it all.
And by baby, she means infant.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, my baby. No.
Yeah.
Infant. Yeah.
Like, have to help him find something in the fridge. You know? Like, if this is the ketchup, and this is the mayo, and you're looking.
I'm the
in,
same way.
you
Yeah, I
cannot
can't find
it."
anything.
And I'm like, "Sir,
I'm speaking for all men. We can't find it when it's in the fridge.
I am the
Just
same
hide
way.
things from
Yeah.
them. Just
We
put
can't
behind
find it.
one other thing. They'll never be able to find it.
Yeah,
Or
my
in
mom would be
plain
like, "It's
sight.
right there." I'm like,
It's
Where?
just a thing. You can't find it.
"Don't see it." No, that's so
Yeah.
funny. I always
Oh,
thought that
where's
was a
my
me thing.
shoes?
The anxiety that runs through me when she's like, "Eddie, can you go in the cabinet and get?" I'm like, because I know damn right well I don't know where it's at.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's talking about. So
Searching.
I just immediate sweat.
Yeah, one time I was like, "Can you go hand me the broom really quick?"
Where the
And
fuck's
he's
the
like,
broom?
"Where's the broom?" I'm like, "We've lived here for a year.
We have a broom?
The fact that you don't know where the broom is unsettling."
So how'd you guys originally meet?
Mutual friend. You want to tell that story?
Sure. So
Thank God.
I was in like a long-term relationship, and I was on like going on like a year of like being single. I was living alone, so I was like branching out, trying new things. And there was a guy who was another DJ who lived. I used to live in the Northeast, so he lived in the Northeast. And he had reached out and was like, "Oh, do you want to come here and come there?" And like 80% of the time, it was like to his gigs.
Mhm.
Eddie paid me like no mind. He's so hyper focused on work. I'm sure you noticed like when you try and talk to him when he's DJing, like he can't. Like he's like, he just doesn't care. So people were inviting me out. I kept coming out. This guy had like a thing for me, but he was just never. He was like a friend, and it was kind of like the convenience of just doing new things. And like I met like a ton of people, and they were like best friends. And me and Eddie were not really interested in each other. We hung out for probably like 8 months, I would say, like just as friends. He would call me like to and from his gigs late at night because I'm like a night owl. So like he'd be driving home from like Bethlehem, like an hour away, and he'd be like, "Oh, you still up?" Like whatever.
It was like 1 or 2 times.
Yeah, and
I knew
would,
she
like,
was awake. Yeah.
make dinner, and he would like come over, eat dinner before his gig or something.
Oh,
'cause
cool.
I'm like, I was living alone,
And that was once, and I thought nothing of it because she had 2 of my close friends over like weeks prior.
I would do that. For
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
anything.
Ray's gonna
If you
cook.
guys like were
Yeah.
bored and you're like, "You were coming over, I'll cook." Like I like to cook.
Noted.
But yeah, it was like never.
Hey, come
It was
over anytime you want.
never anything, And then it was Christmas Eve, and we were all out, and this like one girl was just like all over him, and I'm like, I gotta get him laid. Like this is what
So
needs to
Christmas,
happen.
I was DJing Christmas Eve at Rumor because it was considered the matzo ball. It was the Jewish, the big
Oh,
Jewish party.
Okay.
Because they don't have Christmas.
Yeah,
Eve.
Yeah,
'cause
right,
they don't.
right.
Yeah, they don't celebrate. So it was a huge party I did every year at Rumor, and she actually came to this one that she's talking about. So it was like a full-fledged party, like it was like a Saturday night. So you could take it from there.
Thanks.
I was just painting the picture.
Yeah, just
Christmas
a
Eve, you're out.
step
He said, and I was also DJing. Yeah, we know. So we went to after hours. The girl was like hanging on him. I have like videos of it. It's the funniest thing ever. So I'm like, I need a wingman for him. Like he's my boy. Like let's get him laid. So I was like, we should hang out after this. And she's like, "Oh, like I work at this bar or I own it or whatever." She's like, "I can go and get liquor from it. We can all go back to my hotel." So we brought like all our guy friends back. It's like these 2 random girls. We still don't know who they are to this day. And us, I like literally piggybacked this girl out of the bar so that like we could like, I'm trying to like, we're out. Like we're besties. Like, yeah, he's cute, right? And we were there till like, I was there till 6 a.m. He slept over. And the next morning I was like, wait, like, did I want to do that with him? Like, why is he like, I don't know. And it was like kind of weird. And then like by default, like the next week probably he had hit me up to come out, and he never did. Like everybody was it was always the rest of the people in the group that invited me. So he invited me. I'm at work. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going. So I like went and met up with them. We're like drinking. And it's like the end of the night, and I'm like, so are you coming back? And he's like, what? Because it was just so far off from like what we were doing. And I'm like, yeah, you should come back. So he came back, and he didn't leave for like 2.5 weeks, and like literally popping in and out. And then he was there for months, and I'm like, okay, so you're here all the time, so you can move in and pay money. So they did, and we've been together ever since.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Literally how it went.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That is funny.
But yeah, it was like a little like turmoil in the beginning because like we didn't tell anybody at first because it was like such like that kid like really did like me.
Yeah,
he was, like, telling
right.
people not to invite me out. You know what I mean? He was trying to like play me out. I'm like, first of all, not me, hon. Like I'm
Yeah.
Yeah, when this all happened, it was the beginning of January when I went over to her house for the first time. We didn't tell anybody until Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because we were in Atlantic City, kind of celebrating. We were doing something. We were like doing dinner and like to the club or whatever for whatever reason. And we're like, we haven't posted each other. We're like, yo, it's Valentine's Day.
I'm like, I'm
I
not
think
hiding anymore. This is
It's
ridiculous.
time.
Yeah, and I was,
Soft lunch?
I don't know. I
Was it
never
a
like.
soft
I didn't hook
lunch
up with
or
this
was it a
guy. I
hard?
don't owe him anything.
and I was
you know what
nervous because
mean?
I knew how I know him,
Mhm.
Right.
and I know how he was going to react, and it was everything that I expected.
Yeah, it was not great.
It wasn't great.
It kind of put like a little divide in our like friend group.
Friend
Right.
group, yeah.
And then it was like years and years went by, and I'm like, I mean, it wasn't like a one-off thing where we were trying to like hurt somebody. Like,
No, yeah.
this was like
That's
something that we had
genuinely-
no control over. Like, we had feelings for each other, and we wanted to see where it was gonna go. And like, you can't base your life around other people and other people's opinions. So like, I mean, hate me if you want to hate me, but like, we care about each other, and it's been 7+ years, and we're engaged. We probably would have been married by now. We cared
Oh my
about
God, what? Yeah.
But you know, like, we're just not, you know.
I proposed a
that's-
year and a half later.
Yeah, it was quick. So it just was, you
Oh,
know, it
awesome,
worked.
yeah.
And like people like trickled back in like over the years, but there's still some people who are like,
Mhm.
you know,
Literally since
I
then,
mean,
haven't talked to us.
yeah, I'm like, okay, well, like, I mean, if you can't move on, then
Right.
that's a you issue.
Yeah.
I don't know like
Yeah.
why you're holding on to it so much. Like, it has literally nothing to do with anybody else.
Yeah. I feel like I see like relationships like work a lot better when people are friends first.
Yeah.
And it kind of
Sure.
just, over
Yeah.
time just happens.
Yeah, I knew who he was. I've
Yeah.
seen him out. I've
Yeah.
seen him around women. I've seen how he acts
Right.
in situations, and I always respected him because he is like a kind person, and he's always been very respectful. I've never heard him talk like grossly about women. Like I'm just like very particular about a lot of
Yeah,
things.
right.
And like when I hear you say something sideways one time, I would just kind of be like, you know, like I'll remember that you said that.
Yeah.
You know, so he's always been like just so even keel, and we're like kind of yin and yang because I'm like a very loud, aggressive, like chatty, like whatever.
Yeah.
He's more like, you know.
Another thing too, with me being excited, like I said earlier, with like bringing her out to the clubs, I never had any like weird baggage of like shitting where I eat with like being in relationships and people in nightlife. Like
It was awkward.
there was nothing. You got nothing on me. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm a clean slate in the city, so like there was no like she didn't have to like come into anything weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I was just excited for it. I had been single for so long, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. Like I'm older now. Now I have this girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I was excited for it. So that's why I was like the transition was easy. You know, not like,
Yeah,
oh my God,
right.
I hope she doesn't run into who. So
Yeah,
and
it
so.
wasn't a bunch
Yeah.
of drama
Fuck
you had to
that.
worry about.
Fuck
Right.
that.
You have to have her on this side, one on the
Mhm.
other side.
No,
yeah.
that's too much stress.
Yeah.
Wait,
And I'm not
we
cut
never
out
saw-
for that. I'm not
No.
built for that.
And we never saw the girl again. The girl that
I
from
don't
the
think
first
so.
night?
I couldn't even tell you what she looked like. Honestly.
No.
Oh no, she could be next door. I would.
But,
I know.
like,
yeah,
after
yeah.
her because
Yeah.
it like triggered something in me.
Right,
you
I'm
Yeah.
know,
cracking up.
like-
You really had her on your
Like it's
piggyback.
honestly one of my favorite stories. Like people are like, "Oh, is that weird?" I'm like, "No, I set it up."
Yeah.
Like, I don't think
That
you're
is
getting
hilarious.
it.
You're like, oh, I'm gonna get them banged tonight.
Yeah, like,
You're like, we're out of here.
I-
Gotta get the
Christmas
liquor.
Eddie.
I distinctly remember because we went to Z Bar afterwards, and she's draped all over me, and Ray's just filming it.
Oh, it was hilarious
Yeah.
because she was kind of like in between him and the other friend,
Mhm.
and they were like, I'm like, oh, Eiffel Tower, you know what I mean? Like just having a great time at it.
Oh,
I just gave
you
some
swapped.
more.
I'm like, why is it so heavy?
Bumps for the pole.
Cheers.
But
Yeah.
yeah. No, I mean, I'm also like I'm not like a super jealous person. I used to be when I was growing up. I felt like it caused like so many more issues with myself, and
Yeah.
did it's like the same thing, like being mad at somebody else, drinking your own poison, like type of thing.
Right.
But I'm like whatever. Like it wasn't. I set it up. It wasn't weird for me, and it worked out.
Yeah.
She deals with more shit than I have to deal with shit in terms of the DJ stuff. So people always like to dub us like the power couple in the city. People always like make jokes and stuff, but like it's true because you just see a lot of things like just not work out, and we could see why.
Especially in
Yeah.
this industry.
You
Yeah.
just have to be
And
able
he's
to.
at like the height of it. He is
Right.
traveling with a celebrity to the hottest clubs in the country with the hottest women who would do anything and everything to get near Pauly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's very, I have to just be like, okay, be good. And there's like some times where I'm like, who are all these girls? And why are they all behind the booth? And why are you at the table with them? And I'm like, you know what I mean? And it's like, it'll get to me where I'm like, I'm at home alone and
Yeah.
you're like living the best of the
Yeah.
best, but then it's like he is traveling, he's tired, he's not partying
Mhm.
like that. Like I just had to like keep that in my mind. But like from especially from social media point of view, when you see things, it's just like well, like, I wish I could be there. Like, the one time he called me, he's like, oh, they were in Hollywood for Pride, and they were right by Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant, and he's like, oh, yeah, we're just gonna go grab some dinner with Lance Bass. And I was like,
yeah.
Okay,
Like, how do
I'll just hear my TV
FOMO.
no big freaking deal.
But you don't understand that, like, a lot of these travel dates, well, most of them every weekend, I want her with me. I want her to come to every single one.
Right.
Like, I work better when she's around, you know? I just grew so accustomed to having her by my side.
Yeah.
And that's one of the hardest things with traveling is literally leaving her, because I used to do all these fun experiences with me DJing with her next to me. But now that I do it with Paulie, like, those experiences are fun, but I'd rather share them with her than without her, you know? Because when Paulie's on, my job is pretty easy, making sure he's okay. But then I'm chilling, you know. I'm not doing a full set, you know. So there's that time where I could be with her. So when she comes to some of the shows, I'm like, thank you. I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And like situations like being in Hollywood, like I see the Vanderpump, and
I'm so
and I'm not making these plans, right? But like Paulie's team and all, like, we're all cool. So like when they tell me like we're gonna go do dinner, do you want to come? Like they always ask me. I'm like, yeah, sure. Like what else am I doing? I'm in the hotel.
Yeah.
So okay, we're gonna go to the Vanderpump spot, or you know wherever we were. I think we looked at it, but I think we ate next door to it. But then it was with Lance Bass. So like I'm like casually
I had him
telling.
on a holder in elementary school. Okay, like, I loved him.
You're like my one shot. I'm fucking missing it
Like,
right
and
now.
I'm here at home alone, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, little love." Like, oh my god.
It's still a culture shock for me though too. You know, like Paulie and his tour manager, they've been working together for 13 years, 12 years.
Still,
and this is still kind of I'm a year and like 10 months in. So these are all like still new endeavors with like being around these certain types of people. And like I'm old enough to be like mature about it, but it's still like explaining it to other people. I sound so pompous and weird. Like they're plans that I'm making, you know, but like no, they're not. You know, I'm there.
Yeah.
You know, but
what would you say is like your 5-year goal, like for your career? Where do you want to be in 5 years?
I don't know, because I always say, like, I couldn't imagine where I'm at right now 5 years ago. I never would have had this answer. You know?
Right.
So it's really tough to say.
That makes sense, right?
Every year, I mean, I'm sure Ray can even test. Like, I've always felt like I've been leveling up, which you feel like, when can you plateau? But like, it just happens. You know, I think post-COVID has been like my biggest jump in like anything that I've been doing, other than just like trying to play like the best spots, try to make the most money that you can.
Yeah.
But these new endeavors are happening, and it's all just based on not setting a goal. Just like it wasn't like I didn't look at Ray in 2017 like I would love to tour with Paulie in a couple of years, you know.
Yeah, it just happened kind of. Right?
But would it have been dope for me to mention it? Sure. But like I didn't ask for it, you know. But
right.
So that's how I kind of answer that.
We're nomads. We go with the flow.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like some of the best opportunities is like, you know, when you just like see that green light, you go for it. You know, and it's like you don't know what's going to come from it, but like it could be the best thing ever, and then you can just keep opening the next door. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, but 5 years from now, would I still be with Paulie? That's entirely up to him if he's still doing it. You know.
Right.
The Phillies, I'm sure I'd still be doing. I can't see where that would ever go away. I want her and I to be in a nice house in 5 years. Away from people.
Away from people. Yeah, I feel that.
I have this like I want to be like one of those people that lives in like a street that's called like Steeplechase. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like you know how those street names just hit different when you know.
It's different.
Never heard
Cobblestone.
No name road.
Cobblestone. Yeah, Cobblestone Way.
No.
That's another pet peeve I have, like just like being around way too many people at once. It's just like
I stopped like going to concerts and like certain events because it's just like the mass amounts of people are just so irritating.
Yeah. I feel like DJing is kind of like ruined that for me a little bit too, because I'm used to being like kind of secluded.
Be as far away from it as possible.
Yeah. Then when I'm in the crowd, I'm like, oh, what's going on? How do I act?
How do I get out of here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Same.
A lot of pet peeves.
Oh yeah. We're full of them.
We just complain most of the day. Like, why would they do that?
Yeah.
I feel like my pet peeves are the ones that like I don't think about too often. Like, but then when they come up, I'm like,
oh yeah.
I hate when that happens.
So angry.
Yep.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, man, we got a lot out.
You're 2 for 2 now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
2 for
back
2.
again?
He's the first reoccurring characters.
Hell yeah.
On the show, Ray, thank you so much for joining too.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
I
thank you, brother.
thought it was a great conversation.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got stuff off our chest about our pet
Couple
peeves.
things.
Hopefully people are listening and change your ways. But
Yeah,
yeah.
stop doing that.
Yeah, stop doing all that shit.
Yeah.
Drink your water.
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Peace out, guys.